Hey there traders, and welcome back for episode number 141 from the StockBandit.tv. It's a place you can always find trading videos to make you better. And on the weekends, we want to always take a look at the major averages, kind of get a good close up look at the indices and write down some important levels to keep a very close eye on in the days and in the week ahead, because we know that that's where most individual stocks are going to be influenced by the overall market. So let's take a look at the indices here. We're going to start off with the NASDAQ, and last week was really a constructive week. Now we saw the gains of the week really took place on Monday. We gapped up on Monday, ran a little bit higher, and then we just kind of leveled off for the remainder of the week. We went sideways from there. However, on Friday, a couple interesting things occurred. Number one, we filled that gap on Monday. So we came down and filled this gap from Monday on Friday, and then we reversed and erased all the day's losses, nearly all of them. We finished down 4 points for the NASDAQ. The other thing that was very notable was this uptrend line that starts from the July 1st low and has been touched a couple times. It was tested a week ago Friday, and then it was tested again this past Friday. So now we've got two recent Friday tests here of that uptrend line, and rallies back up to reclaim it on a closing basis. So that still keeps this uptrend line intact. It keeps it valid for now. So for the NASDAQ, things are still looking pretty good. The buyers are still stepping in on these dips, and even on these downside days, we're finishing off the lows of the session. That's been quite a common theme. Even on the down days where we see little dips, we're finishing well off the session lows, and that's really encouraging to see out there. So for the NASDAQ, watching this short-term resistance area at the 2307 level, and of course beyond that, we need to take out this June high, which is the intermediate high at 2341. For the S&P 500, Friday, again, pretty constructive price action, not just on the day but also on the week. We nearly filled this gap from Monday of last week on Friday, and then we were able to reclaim most of those losses on the day. So all in all, we did see a slight positive net change on the week, and yet we spent most of the week right here in this kind of congestion area. So we really didn't ramp higher. This market is kind of resting here, and that's really good. At this point, if I zoom out a little bit, we of course have this test of this uptrend line, which is very good to see, and that held of course on Friday. Then we've got upper resistance right up here, which we've been sitting just shy of here, and that is of course the June high at 1131. If we can push on through that level, then this index definitely has room to run higher and really probably test these mid-May highs around 1172.73. Kind of right in there would be the next logical spot for this index to run toward. Not that it would go there in a straight line, but the uptrend from the July low is definitely still intact, and that certainly is worth respecting. For the Russell, this of course, the small cap index broke out of this kind of descending channel here a few weeks ago and has found support a couple times recently at the 639 area. That's encouraging, but we really need to see the small caps rally up and push north of this 670 level. That's the key zone for this Russell 2000 index. And if we can see the small caps push past that level, then they definitely could catch a bid and really get on the move here to the upside. For the Dow, this index still flirting with this 10,600 area. It's been holding above it ever since it was cleared. It did dip briefly beneath it on Friday, but it then of course rallied back to reclaim it by the end of the day. And so the next stop for the Dow is going to probably be up here, mid-May highs around 10.9. And of course, we've still got this uptrend line to be keeping a very close eye on as well. If we see it close beneath this uptrend line, then that of course may spell, or it certainly would warrant caution with long-sided trades. And finally, the VIX, which is the fear index, still flirting with this 23 area, cannot reclaim it, and finishing it under 22 on the week. So this is a good confirmation signal to see the VIX hovering beneath this 22 area that has been such a key zone here. It was finding support there. Now the market's been kind of holding up pretty well, not really giving back any ground. The VIX is starting to grind a little bit lower here. So let's continue to keep a close eye on that as well. So thanks for joining me for this episode. I will be back soon with more trading videos, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.